Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome you all to my Real Talk show. This is your Anuradha Shri, your native speaker to English speaker coach. As you know, this show is on every Monday and Friday at 9:15 in the evening Indian Standard Time. And today's topic is about how do your habits shape your identity. And this topic is spoken by our guest speaker, Neelam Tiwari. By the way, who is she? Well, Neelam Tiwari is a mindful parenting coach, author, educator, counselor, and coach. She served as one of the center heads for a chain of kindergarten schools in Noida. She has coached, counseled hundreds of parents and teachers through multiple tools and techniques. She has 15 plus years of experience in the education industry. She is a certified life coach, NLP master trainer, habit mastery, and CBT. She's done PG in psychology. So, to know more about her, let's welcome our guest speaker, Neelam Tiwari.
Hi, good evening, Anuradha.
Good evening, Neelam. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. I hope you're shared the link to the audience, or do you want me to
Yes,
share the live link?
I have done that. Thank you.
Okay, Neelam. Okay, let me also share them the live link. Probably it would be easy for them to go ahead. Something this. Yeah, I've shared to you in WhatsApp. Maybe this is the one where they can watch you live. You got it? I've shared it in WhatsApp. You can have a look at it.
Got
So
it.
you got it? Yeah. Okay. I guess speaker is always alert today. Okay. Jen's parenting coach. Yeah. Fine. We'll talk about this book later. Now let's talk about her journey. How did she choose this niche or this position? Fine, Neelam. Could you please talk something about her journey, please, before getting to our real topic?
Okay, so my journey started like a very simple girl born and brought up in a B town city, not in a metro city, you know, never thought of doing what I am doing now. So from a business class family wherein we were taught to be at home and taking care of family and other stuff. But life changes after marriage, and my life changed once I was a mother. So that is how the journey changed. I wanted to learn certain things for my son, and I did the Montessori course, not aspiring to take it as a professional thing, but just to learn how children, their habits, their thought processes, their milestones, and from there the journey started. So I learned that courses, and then I joined school, and then I was as assistant teacher, then supervisor, then center head. So this is how I have been learning and growing and learning and growing. And
Just you were just evolving here. That.
yes, I have
So how
been
do we get into
evolving through
uh-huh.
years.
Evolving and expanding? Well, Neelam, so how did you come to this, like about this behavior, the habits? First, let me know the behavior and the habits. I'm sure there's a difference, isn't it?
Yes.
Could you please talk about that?
See, behavior is an individual thing. We are born and brought up in a particular atmosphere. There is a cultural input, there is a social input, and the kind of our parents are, and the kind of upbringing, the siblings. There is so much, and an individual behavior is the child is born with. But habits we learn in the process. Some habits are picked up in the childhood. Unconsciously, we pick it up from our parents, from our environment, and the way we learn, the way we get exposure in the society or uh, peers. This is how we pick up certain things and behaviors.
Well, I understand. Thank you, Neelam. The year you said that's picked up from parents. Now, is this a habit or behavior? I'm confused.
Yeah, a habit is it falls under daily routines, kind of routine you do, which you observe your parents doing. It could be morning rituals, getting up early in the morning, doing certain exercises. If your parents are doing, you take it up. And gradually you build it as a habit. Behavior is the behavior which you observe in your family. If anybody is abusive, you will pick up that behavior. If your mother is very silent, you will pick up that behavior.
Sorry.
If somebody is very, fun loving, full of energy, the child will pick up that behavior. So behavior is something the child puts into action, and habit is something which the child will evolve through years, and then it goes deep down. If it is a positive habit, the child will learn and grow and be successful. But if it's some negative habit, it is going to create hurdles in child's growth. You're on mute.
So as you are a parenting coach, so you'll be, how do you counsel them exactly?
Kind
Age
of
group, yeah. What age group of students do you counsel, of child you counsel?
See, when it is small children or pre-teens, or I'll say only teenagers and adults can be counseled one-to-one. Otherwise, lot of counseling is required for the parent. They come up with certain issues that the child is not listening or the child is very aggressive, but that zeroes down that from where the child is picking up. So a lot of counseling and awareness is brought to the parent first. The parents, they change their habits or certain behaviors or certain outlook towards situations or life, and that is how slowly the child also picks up that. So if you have to wire certain habits of the child, the parent has to do the wiring first on themselves.
Do they have so much of time to observe their kid? And when you start counseling the parents, do you think the parents accept that, no, I was like this? I mean, have you created awareness that this could be from your side, from your end?
See, normally what happens when they come with a problem, that the child is not listening or the child is not performing as per their expectations, then we ask them to come for certain counseling sessions. In those sessions, when we talk, we get to understand the child's issues through parents' eyes or through parents' observation. When we talk to parents in detail for that, we understand this problem is coming from the family. If the parent is not organized, if they don't give value to education, if they are, एक दिन school नहीं गए, that is all right. The kind of discipline you are bringing and you're portraying, that only the child will pick up. But to make them aware and to make them understand the seriousness of the matter, certain counseling sessions are required. And through those sessions, we understand whether the parent will take certain action steps or no, because those action steps only will bring them close to solving the problem.
Yeah, because I handle, as a communication coach, I handle the middle level age groups, all 30, 35 plus, above that. That's very good. I'm sure this behavior or a habit affects them when that age, isn't it? What do you say, Phil?
Definitely it affects them. Definitely. There is a pattern of a behavior as well as a habit which spirals into a person's personality. When we talk of a behavior, so many times people are unaware the way they are behaving. And they feel that that is the absolute correct way of behaving. And this is how I am. And people must or should accept me the way I am. But once they get the awareness.
Yeah, but unless they realize this, like I feel that acceptance is missing over there. And even they don't realize that they are this. Even if you shoot them up, you are this and that. Because before, it's just not about the communication what I teach. It also depends upon this attitude, what they have. Because when it comes to communication, it talks about everywhere. Because I'm a workplace communication, I teach them a kind of attitude comes in picture, the tonality, the modulation, and they start blaming others instead of blaming. They don't work on themselves. What do you say for this?
This is very true that people don't realize that there are certain shortcomings which they have to work on. They are mostly in the mode of denial that I am perfect and there is some problem with the other person. But with continuous effort of awareness.
Why is this happening? Why is this denial? From where this root exactly? Is it from the childhood? That's the way they are. Now this comes in a behavior or habit.
See, attitude is a behavior.
It's a
Which
behavior. Okay.
it's a behavior. Attitude is a behavior which gradually takes an automated form and becomes a habit.
Mhm.
Both goes parallelly. If I
Okay.
have good habits, that will reflect in my behavior. And if my behavior is aggressive, there are certain pointers which are deep rooted inside, which I have to look at my past experience or from the childhood it is coming or from where it is coming. See, people behave in a certain way out of their positive intentions to safeguard themselves, to show
Mm.
that I'm very strong, I can handle this, and this situation is not that difficult. I can. But people actually are living in two different personalities.
Mhm.
And these two personalities have a lot of conflict. A person who knows the real person will value. Otherwise, that even value, that respect is also very automated. That X and Y and Z is my boss and I have to respect. But deep down inside, a respect is earned through your behavior, through your gesture, through the kind you are, addressing yourself and coming across, and how much you're approachable and how people look at you.
Okay, because I had a case just last week
Okay.
wherein I was taking class for her husband. Well, it's almost 1.5 months, yeah, almost nearing 2 months now. It just finished. She called me personally, taking number from her husband. And she told me, ma'am, how does my husband sit in your class for an hour? And I see all his conversation talking so smoothly. At least one person what he does with you, the way he talks to you. If he talks that with me, I'd be really, really happy. Almost we're 25 years old, 24 years of marriage, life is over. But I haven't seen so cool, calm person the way he is with you. Is there any other courses where should I change or should he change? I'm really amazed to see him 2 months. I keep hearing from next room and way he talks. And I just when the class starts, I sit next room so that I can hear him. It's so nice to hear why my husband is like this. Even at home, with everyone is fine. Why only with me? So, what are the changes required? Is it behavior? I don't like his behavior, ma'am. That's what she says. So, what answer? I think she's watching here, probably. What
I feel
answer?
in this case, what I feel is, of course, individual to individual things are different, but
Mm,
there is some need which is unfulfilled.
from wife.
Something which is he's not able to, either he's not able to, put it across nicely, or else she's not able to understand. So once they sit down, have an open communication, and when they are, really ready to listen to the shortcomings, then only they can see a clear picture. Okay, this is what he meant and this is what I understood. So there is a very thin line of misunderstanding which becomes a major barrier in communication, and this is how the communication gap brings, and it uh, the entire this thing becomes haywire. The relationship goes for a toss. So
Mm.
relationship, the way it is important for me, the way it is important for you, both of us come together and we are, together in a relationship to work it on further, for us, for children, for family, or whatever. But if something is not working, then both the partners need to sit down and understand what is not working.
that
And for
that
this,
is the major problem, sitting down and talking, openly talking, because some people try to defend themselves. No, you're just assuming things. I'm not like that, I'm not this. But they are, since years they have been tolerating this. So when I get into this kind of coaching, they always tell me communication doesn't mean, you say communication is very important, but generally we don't communicate. So where is it lacking? So I said that should be his character, because I am not a coach specialized in this. I tell them that it could be sit down and talk. The time we sit down and talk, it ends up with quarrel. Who is right? Not what is right, who is right. So let's keep calm the discussion. So what this is a behavior you say, Neelam, since that's what they have been practicing since years and years.
see, then this behavior comes in an automated
Ah,
this thing structure.
the
She will
subconscious
say
mind.
X and I will say Y.
Mm,
Both of them, they know the trigger buttons of each other.
mm,
who will get triggered in what situation, with what statement, with what action, with what tone of voice, they know. But to if I change, the other person will also change. So one has to work so that the relationship improves. Not necessarily that the wife has to work and she has to compromise on certain things. But once you sit down and understand this is the issue, and you're open to understand, open, then this word denial has to go in that situation. Accept it. Females have a different tendency altogether, and the male is a different. He is giver. He is the one who will, earn bread and butter, and he will give it to you. And you are the one who will receive and, cook it and give it to him. Vice versa. So female, on the other hand, is the one who is a giver, and a man is a provider. So once we understand basic this thing features of a man and a woman, it becomes all the more easier to deal with each other.
Good. Thank you. Viewers, let me brush up what we're talking about. Today we have Neelam Tiwari, who's here to talk about how do habits shape your identity. We all need this. We need to. So now just check on what are the habits you have. Now let's take the symptoms. Check with our guest speaker. What are the symptoms of this kind of behavior we have come across? Because people are not able to identify that. There are people asking us, "Ma'am, can you give us some tips? Some not tips. What are the symptoms for this category?"
See, when we talk about behavior, there are symptoms could be a person who cannot control himself. He has a withdrawal tendency. His tolerance is less, and he neglects his responsibility. Doesn't show up at times. So these are certain symptoms, or these are certain signs that the person is running away. And why the person is doing it is to safeguard some of the need or some of the emotions. Emotions play a vital role when we talk of all these underlying behavior patterns or habit patterns.
Yeah, generally, like cold-blooded person, like who's pretty, like inside, they really get so scared. They look for some kind of a security, but outside, they talk as if they know everything. They are very strong enough. Have you come across those kind of people, Neelam? I've come across many.
Even I have come across many.
I know a wrestler. Really, when I think, he's so well built as a wrestler, and he is young. He listens to this. For the conversation, he want to improve his communication skill. He'll come to me, well built, so strong. But it doesn't matter, even the child would overcome that. He's shivering. I don't know. He has a kind of a very false prestige. I'll accept who you are. It's okay. What to be? Why? No, Mama, I can't. But you should see him internally is not so strong as physically is. So I don't know how to change his mind. That is what happening him. This is not new to me, ma'am. I've been suffering like this for the past almost 5 to 10 years. It's not as small. So he's not able to change himself. So how do you think? What are the habits? What are the? How do you think that this can be changed?
See, there is something which is bothering him inside out.
So how do you work on this? So if you
first person has to accept that, okay, this is something which is bothering me and I want to work on this, could be the very first step to work on anything.
Ego clash.
Ego clash would be, ego clash is there for sure. But then in that case, one has to understand that whom I'm trying to show and from where it is coming. Many a times people, they don't ask for help because they want to show that I'm very strong and I can handle it, but inside they are absolutely broken. They are not secure enough. It could be emotionally, it could be other way around, it could be something which is bothering them and which is deep rooted. It could be a trauma, it could be a childhood behavior or an accident or anything which they have come across, and they are not opening themselves and communicating to somebody. Once you open yourself, you accept it. Normally what happens when I take certain sessions on counseling, and when people, they open up gradually and they cry like a baby, the people you're talking, hardcore men, which they have a lot of ego. Once they come and when they open up, they actually are insecure of so many things. And that insecurity is some childhood incident from where it is coming. And to bring up that to the surface takes a lot of time, lot of acceptance. And then once the acceptance comes, then we work on those lines. Then the actual work starts. And again they fall back. Again we bring back them to the surface. Then again we tell them, okay, it is absolutely fine. I understand where are you coming from. But when we work on this, we can, the outer picture is very beautiful, but the inside picture is absolutely broken.
You're absolutely correct. Because I've come across many like this, but as I'm not, I could make out because I got transformed, getting into talking to people, and I'm a right person. I know what I was not aware of what's happening to me inside. But when people said this, I didn't even realize it. Do I have all this? I, including family members. Then I started working on me. Do I really have this? Why am I like this? Slowly, then I think it took me months and years. I don't know. I'm still evolving. I'm not saying I'm fully done. No, I'm just evolving. Something not able to accept. Neelam, now how many sessions do you think this can be taken? Let's say approximately, because each person are different. I accept that. So approximate, just can you just give an approximate number and maybe a third session, Anu, they'll come closer to you a bit. As per your experience.
Depending on the need of the person, how eager the person is to open up and to talk and, let go the entire incident and they want to share and, feel better. So if a person is very shy and introvert, they might take 2 to 3 sessions to 4 sessions also. Every
what
session they
group,
will.
Neelam, what age are you talking about this?
I'm
Age
talking about
person or
middle age. I'm talking about
age?
because normally when I counsel parents only. Children,
Mm.
they require different kind of counseling.
Mm.
So this denial is mostly for adults. Children, they will accept quickly, but adults, they take a lot of time in accepting and then to open up and then to come to the terms. Yes, I was wrong, or this has happened to me, or this is something which I want to change. So in first, second session, second, third, fourth sessions, they, first session they will maybe share 10%, second maybe 20%, third session maybe 80%. So they gradually open up, and then we tell them to, what goal are you looking for from these sessions. So if the person is well clear in the very first session, then we talk to them that okay, 6 or 8 sessions are required. But if the problem is really deep and we feel that a lot of relapse will happen, the person will again fall, and we have to do quite a hand holding with them. So then more sessions are required. And certain task is given. If they do the task, they come back, then the growth happens. It is two-way. Alone, a counselor or a coach cannot do any miracle or anything. It is a teamwork.
I understand because it's when you must be touching the deep cause of it. It's not so easy to open up with everyone, but and moreover, it depends upon the questions what we ask and how they take it.
Yes.
Like, at that point of time, I don't think anybody can accept it, and some may try to hide something, filter some many things over here. So now ultimately we are some of habits of behavior.
Yes, we are some of our habits and our behavior, and that is how our life is driven, and it takes us forward.
That's true. Viewers, you and I don't know how this episode has helped you. You need to work on yourself, and if you have any questions, you can ask our guest speaker Neelam Tiwari here, where she is specialized in this, and she'll help you how to overcome that. Don't try to be the way you are. If something is wrong, if you think that something is bothering you or something you need to change, what to change, you're confused what to change, you need to have a consultation. If not, Neelam, if somebody else can please do it, but try to change yourself because your life is very precious. Don't have the life what you were doing it. I mean, I know what the importance of life is. I was brooding and sitting at home in a corner, talking about nonsense. But now that's not the way. There are things to change. You have lovely coaches, and one among them is Neela. That's why I brought her over here. And now let's talk about her book. It's time to talk about Jen's parenting. Yeah.
So Gen Z's parenting.
Gen Z's.
Gen Z's
Okay.
parenting. Yeah. So the latest generation which we have, and the social media generation, the laptop generation, and the screen time generation. So this book is all about them, and I have uh, written certain chapters in the form of stories and given them a lot of tools to understand the child's need and then do things accordingly.
Good. That two. What are the two fingers? What do you give there? I think it's four fingers.
4 fingers, the family,
Okay.
mother,
Family,
father, and the
mother, father,
sibling.
the same. Cute. Very nice. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Tiwari, I just want to know before we end the show, what practical tips, okay? I won't ask for, I never ask anyone advice. I only take tips which we all can work on it. Advice is very easy. It's very easy to take advice and give advice, but tips is more powerful. So let's hear what our guest speaker Neelam is giving us today. What should we do? What are how to change our habits? Any practical tips do you have?
Love the habit you want to change,
Love the habit you want to change.
and slowly you will be able to change the habit. Say, for instance, I want to change my X habit, or you can give me an example of any habit which you want to change or you want to work on.
Okay. Let's take. I have a student who is a chain smoker.
Okay.
I'm tired of telling. When you enter my class, don't at least at that time don't smoke. So what he does, he smokes and eats some guava or something to hide that smell. But still I could make out. Hey, it's for you, okay? Now, how do you change this habit?
So one has to accept that this habit is not good for me and understand the triggers which is, pushing you to go and have a cigarette. What is that trigger? And what is that need? What is why you're so eager to go and have a cigarette, or just to release stress or just to feel good factor? Why are you doing what are you doing? Once you understand that, it is clear, step by step the habit will change. It will not go in one go because it is a deep rooted habit. Same way eating junk food, same way using mobile, or 24/7 being on social media. So all these habits will not go in a go, but you have to pick up and choose your priority. Okay, I have to use it for what? I have to asking something.
Good. You mean to say it's a purpose?
It's
The
you
purpose.
see, align it with your purpose. What is the purpose? What are you doing it
True.
for? And how it is affecting in your life, in your body, in your thought processes. It is going to affect your body. Today you will spend to buy a cigarette. Tomorrow you will spend to heal the body, to heal your system. But this is a constant reminder. Slowly, gradually, people understand. But once they understand, and the family has to support, his friends have to support. Normally, friends they say, "Kuch nahi hota hai, chalo, it's okay." But then, who will suffer? Once you are in hospital, you are alone facing the consequences. Nobody else will come along with you.
Life is
देखा
very short.
जाएगा.
You say that life is very short term. Let's enjoy it.
So that enjoyment on what cost? On the cost of family, on the cost of children. Where are you heading? That realization, that reflection is important.
You're right. I can resonate very well with this, Neil, at this point. Usually, when I do something, because I have a habit of sleeping too late, trust me, I sleep at 2 o'clock or sometimes 3 o'clock, and again wake up by 6 or 6:30. But later, I was thinking, what is the point of working? I wake. What do I do from morning till the evening? Where is my productivity end of the day? Why do I need to stretch my work so long? I start working on my purpose and what value I'm giving at the end of the day, and start meeting many successful coaches. And we start hearing that, and I start making my time till no matter what happens, 11:30, I'm going to close my shop. Yeah, 9:30 is when I need to spend some time with my family. This really works. Whatever Neelam said, practical resonate very well. I did this. And early morning, once I wake up next to my bed, I used to go, oh, let me check the message, WhatsApp. I should check this. It took me time. Later, the same thing. Why should I do it? What is so important? If something important now, even now, unless it's very, very important, I don't use my mobile morning till 8 o'clock. No matter what. If it's very important, people will call me. I can answer them. And other family members, what is so important about that? Something when they call me. This is what it took time for me to accept this, but later, one by one, I started doing it. Once you know the purpose, trust me, you are an amazing person, and you don't need any kind of coaches like us. You'll be a best coach for yourself, isn't it,
Very
Neelam?
true.
Our
Very
work will
true.
be
Very
our
true.
work will be reduced, and your money will be saved.
So true. Once you realize that I have to work on XYZ and
Yeah.
you take steps on your own, then you can lead your life better and more successfully.
And you can be a live example to someone.
Very true. Your children are watching more than anybody in the world. You are a role model for your children. So do
Seriously.
every action keeping in mind that today you are doing, tomorrow they will follow and they will also do the same.
I would also like to add up along with Neelam that don't think that for whom should I live. You have to live for yourself.
True.
There's no one, no one to care. You start living alone. You came alone and you'll be going alone in this world. So
True,
just
true.
be that. The best part I can tell you. Thank you, Neelam, for giving such wonderful tips. As usual, we get amazing tips from each speakers, and so are you today. So, viewers, I think you had a beautiful insight with this episode. And still, if you would like to have a good counseling about this, about your habits or behavior, or if you have any clarification or any queries, please mention the comment section so that our guest speaker, Neela, will be proud to answer you at any time. So, I'll be sharing her Linktree account wherein you can contact her through Facebook or through LinkedIn or any other contacts, whatever she has. Isn't it, Neela?
Definitely. I am available on all the social media as Soulful Counseling is my page. I am available there. And you can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help anybody.
Well, if you find some habits which you're not able to mention or tell openly in the comments, now you can DM me. That questions I'll just pass it on to the counselor because she's a soul counseling. She never feels bad to talk about anything because many people have a different kind of habits. It could be the behavior, it's becoming a habit, and she will counsel you so well so that you can relieve from this, right? Okay. So with this, we come to the episode of this real talk show. And my heartful thanks to our guest speaker, Neelam, for coming for this show.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for listening to us. And reach out in case you need any help. We are always there to help. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Well, viewers, so a heartful thanks for all the listeners who has been watching us and listening to us patiently. I'll be back with another amazing speaker. And next week, that's coming Friday, it's going to be my 100th episode with an amazing guest speaker. So please do not miss it. I'll be back next Friday. Until then, stay tuned. Good night.